Hey guys, it is September. I love September for lots of reasons, but one of them is because September is when American libraries celebrate Banned Books Week. Banned, B-A-N-N-E-D, not B-A-N-D, means we're celebrating books that have been challenged, that whether it's parents, teachers, government officials, whatever, these books have been challenged by those people and said, no, they are bad, we don't like them, our children shouldn't have them, they should not be accessible. And that is something that as a librarian, I take really, really seriously. As a librarian, I believe in intellectual freedom. That means that I believe that you should have the freedom to learn about whatever you want to learn about. You should be able to explore ideas. You should be able to read about things that challenge you. In fact, I am a huge proponent for reading things that stretch you, because a lot of times we don't have to experience what's gross about life or what's bad about life or a different culture. We might not have the opportunity to go live in that, but we do have the opportunity to read about it and experience it through books. And that's one of the reasons I love doing what I do. It gives me the opportunity to make selections that are going to make resources available for you, put things in your hands that are going to teach you about the world without you necessarily having to live through those things. Reading stretches our mind. If you're only reading things that talk about what you already believe or what you've already experienced, you might enjoy it, but you're not necessarily going to learn and grow. And some of the books that are challenged are ones that are going to challenge your thinking. They're going to make you think differently. They're going to make you question what you know and what you believe. And that's okay. Questioning what you've seen before isn't a bad thing. So I am a huge proponent for don't ban the books. And if you talk to me about banned books, I'm going to tell you that you should be taking a look at that list, finding out what they don't want you to read, and maybe making some decisions for yourself. Why are they banning this? Do I believe that way? Do I think this is bad? And if you do, great, don't read it. But I don't believe that we get to tell other people what they enjoy. So segment 1, I want to show you some of the books we have here at Lincoln that have been challenged, that have been banned. And really, not banned. It's what's been challenged, what has been said that we shouldn't have access to it. The number 3 book on this year's list is a book that we have here at Lincoln. It is called All Boys Aren't Blue. Be Bold and Brave and Queer. This book is definitely an LGBTQ book, and for that reason, it's come under a lot of fire. This book, All Boys Aren't Blue, by George M. Johnson, is being challenged for its LGBTQIA plus content, profanity, cuss words, and because it was considered to be explicit. So they definitely, when a book gets challenged, they have reasons for that, but saying no, we can't have this is maybe not awesome. This one is a true story. You're gonna find it in our nonfiction section. The number 5 book on the list is one that I don't have to hold up for you because I just sent it to another library. It's out on request, but The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This particular book has been challenged for its language. It has profanity in it. It has violence. It's also been challenged because it's believed that it has an anti-police message. That's something that, our government may not be completely comfortable with. We don't want, the youth reading books that might make them be anti-police. It also is challenged because of an indoctrination of a social agenda. So telling people kind of how to think. And for that reason, parents might have an issue with that. Of the books that are challenged in 2021, that's the extent of the books we have here at Lincoln that are really on the chopping block, so to speak. But that does not mean that we don't have a lot. Looking back at the 2020 challenge list, this one came in at number 2, Stamped for Kids. This is actually a book I made my son read last year, and he talked about it for weeks. Lots of good information in here. It's written for kids, which is great, but a lot of history hidden inside of it. So excellent book. We have multiple copies here at the library. This one was challenged because of the author's public statements. Didn't like what they said out loud, so shouldn't read his book, evidently. and also because of claims that the book contains selective storytelling incidents. That means that maybe we're ignoring parts of history and focusing on others and not giving a total picture. Also because it did not encompass racism against all people. Okay. All American Boys was number 3 on the previous year's list. This book we do have multiple copies of at the library. Also a Jason Reynolds book. This one was banned and challenged also for drug use, alcoholism, profanity, cussing, and because it was thought to promote anti-police views as well. It does contain divisive topics, as many books will. Books should challenge how you think. Books should show you new worlds. But, and I quote, too sensitive of a matter right now. I personally think that books give you a safe place to explore and feel other things. Number 4 on the list was Speak. We also have multiple copies of this book here at the library. This book was banned, challenged, and restricted because it was thought to contain a political viewpoint, and it was claimed to be biased against male students. Number 7, this is Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird in Spanish. This book is on the list all the time. This book is stinking old. This book was originally in print in 1960. It's been getting challenged ever since. Why do they hate this book? Racial slurs and the negative effect that might have on students. It also contains a white savior character and its perception of the Black experience. Now, if you disagree with me that this is one of the best books ever written, we will agree to disagree. But I loved Kill a Mockingbird. Of Mice and Men, I know this doesn't look really appealing, was number 8 on that list. It was banned and challenged also for racial slurs, racist stereotypes, and the negative effect that might have on students. This one, stinking John Steinbeck, You the Man. Originally published in 1937. This book's almost 100 years old. Yeah. Other books that you might commonly see challenged. The Hunger Games. Wow. The Hunger Games, popular as its sneaking was banned to insensitivity, offensive language, violence, anti-family, anti-ethics, and occult satanic components. Hunger Games. Don't read it. You might think something. I got one for you. This is gonna blow your mind. It's a bad book. Drama is a popular book here at Lincoln Library. Why was it challenged? It contains LGBTQ characters. It was deemed explicit and was considered to have an offensive political viewpoint. What do you think? Should we throw this book away? Oh, I got one for you. The Bible. I mean, religious viewpoint. That book has every single story in it that everything you can find offensive is in there. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Now, I will admit that when I taught junior English, my students hated reading this story because of the language. Basically, I guess my point here is that we can find a reason to be mad about almost every book that we read. And my challenge to you is to keep reading them. Keep reading. Learn new things. Because you read a book does not mean that you're going to necessarily think bad. And it's my hope that it will be an opportunity for you to explore perspectives other than your own. There's a lot of value there. Happy Banned Books Week.
No silver or no gold, it could dress me up so good. You're the glitter in the darkness of my world.